What if Goku was in the MCU? Part 36. Now, Tony is hosting a party at Avengers Tower, and she figures that Goku's been stuck in the house for a very long time, and he's been begging to be released from there for a while. So, she's picking out his outfit. As the night was coming to a close, everyone in the Avengers were gathering around to see who could actually pick up Thor's hammer. And it was rather funny to see the results of every single person just struggling with that hammer, as Thor just sits in amusement as no one has been able to move it an inch. And everyone just looks at Natasha, wondering if she's going to try to pick up the hammer as well. Natasha declines doing this, but then her son pitches in and says that he wants to give it a go, and she says, "Go right ahead." Goku really didn't expect to succeed, but it feels lighter than air, and as he looks around, everyone just stares shocked. What if Goku was in the MCU? Part 37. As Goku was holding on to Thor's hammer, he noticed something moving in the background that he really thought should not be moving. Goku instinctively went into battle mode, and suddenly there was a whole bunch of robots that just appeared out of nowhere, and Goku tried his best to destroy as many as he possibly could. Goku's physical body was fully healed, but his ki reserves were still waiting to be replenished. But Goku figured that this was more important. He just saw one of the robots take off with the scepter and felt that it was more important to use whatever energy he had to go and chase after it. Goku knew how deadly this scepter was, especially in evil hands, so he pushed his flying ability to the max, even if he crashed into buildings, which he always felt really bad for, but right now, that was kind of secondary. What if Goku was in the MCU? Part 38. Goku was able to get the scepter back, but the thing was he used up so much energy that he ended up passing out. When Goku finally wakes up, he realizes that he's in his room and that his mom has been by his bedside the entire time. As Goku's mind is finally coming back to reality, he remembers that the majority of the robots were in fact destroyed, but for some reason he still feels uneasy. Black Widow personally wanted to keep her son out of this, but she knew her son would fight tooth and nail to be a part of this mission. Now, Goku is oblivious of their situation, but he just can't help it. He's jittery over the fact that he gets to fight new opponents. When Goku saw Ultron for the first time, he was intimidating. But the two people who grabbed Goku's attention more were these two. What if Goku was in the MCU? Part 39. Now, while Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor were dealing with Ultron, Goku's attention was elsewhere. As Goku was looking for the speedster, it seems he got his prayers answered because he got hit within a blink of an eye. And this went on for a while, because Quicksilver, even though he could hit very fast, Goku's durability was starting to be a problem. So Quicksilver decided to do one really good hit to incapacitate Goku just for a moment, so that his sister could do her work. And work she did. She went right into Goku's memories, and actually found that it was quite disturbing. Goku started to get quick flashes of his past, a pod of some sort, these two people that he has no real recollection of. And then Goku is stunned when he sees a massive explosion. What if Goku was in the MCU? Part 40. For some reason, when these memories just popped into his head, he just felt this sense of anguish and pain, and some form of anger towards it. Whatever Wanda did mentally to Goku, it seemed to just spike something inside of him. Like that power that he has been keeping within himself for months is now just coming out in bursts. But before Goku can even actually release it, he feels this spike of energy from somewhere and it snaps him back out of it. Goku might not know the extent of what the heck is going on, but he does know that he needs to stop the Hulk because of all the collateral damage that just seems to be happening around them. Under normal circumstances, Goku would have been excited to fight the Hulk, but he knew he needed to finish this in one move, so he put all his power into one punch. What if Goku was in the MCU? Part 41. When Goku punched Banner, he used every ounce of energy he had, causing him to just straight up pass out. And when Goku came back into consciousness, he realized that he was at his Uncle Banner's barn. At first, Goku was looking for his mom, but realized she was kind of busy with someone else, so he decided that it might be better just to go outside. But when Goku saw Steve and Tony also having a conversation, he decided to walk back inside. He really just wanted somebody to talk to. Goku decided that maybe he should have a talk with his Uncle Banner. So he went upstairs and found him in his room, and he really needed to get something off his chest. Banner was a little surprised to see Goku, awake and conscious. Banner's wife decided to leave the room to give them some privacy. And the important conversation begins. What if Goku was in the MCU? Part 42. Unlike with all the other Avengers, going into Goku's mind made her feel guilty because he was still a child. And from those glimpses of memories that she got from Goku, she felt some form of a connection of sorts. Wanda told her brother Petro about her feelings and the glimpses of memories from Goku, and how she didn't really have any sense of justifiable anger towards this child. Petro also had conflicting emotions, because during the heat of battle, he didn't really register in his mind that Goku was in fact a child. Both Wanda and Petro still wanted to take out the Avengers, but they both also had lingering thoughts about Goku, and not really understanding why. What if Goku was in the MCU? Part 43. Back at the barn, Goku and Clint haven't actually said a word to each other for the last couple of minutes, and there's a certain tension in the air. Goku decided to break the silence and told Uncle Clint what he saw. Uncle Clint, I saw these memories. There was a planet exploding, and there was these two people that I've never met before. And I don't know if it's real or not. I don't know what to think. Now, even though Clint didn't get affected by Wanda's powers because he stopped her before she could use them on him, he doesn't think she implanted those memories into Goku, because those memories just seem way too specific. Now, Clint already knows for a fact that Goku is an alien, and now hearing from him that his planet may have been destroyed and that is why he came to Earth, it just makes a lot of sense. And those two people that Goku saw, Clint doesn't know for a fact, but it's most likely that those two were Goku's parents. Clint is trying to find the easiest way to explain to Goku that more than likely what he saw was his planet being destroyed, and that those two people he saw may have been his parents. Clint points to a bed and tells Goku that he should probably sit down for this. He looks Goku directly into the eyes and tells him, Goku, what you may have saw was your planet being destroyed. And those two people that you saw in that memory, those may have been your biological parents. Now, Goku didn't necessarily know what his uncle was going to say, but he was really hoping that he would just explain away and say that Wanda was just trying to mess with Goku's mind by showing him these awful images. But the more he actually thought about it, the more it made sense, and it was really starting to put the pieces together. And then there's this tinge of anger that just seems to now be festering and bubbling to the surface. Why didn't his mom tell him that he was an alien? He just went around thinking that he was a human with exceptional gifts, but it turns out he wasn't even from this planet to begin with. What if Goku was in the MCU? Part 44. Now, sadly for Clint, he was now in charge of trying to calm down a very pissed off Saiyan. Now, although Goku has finally calmed down enough to power down, he's still extremely upset and decides to just leave the house entirely because he honestly doesn't want to end up destroying Clint's house. Now, at first, Black Widow thought that they were under attack and she was prepared for a fight, but then she saw her son run out of the house and realized it was from him. Now, Black Widow doesn't know the specifics of what caused her son to do that, but she has a pretty good idea that it had something to do with Wanda messing with his mind. When Black Widow went outside to go and find her son, she found him just sitting down, just looking at the sky. Goku didn't even look at Black Widow, but he knew she was there and asked, "Why didn't you tell me?" What if Goku was in the MCU? Part 45. Now, deep down, Goku knows the reason for why his mother didn't tell him that he was an alien, but it didn't make it hurt any less. And as Black Widow got closer and closer to Goku, and now is sitting side by side to him, she gives him a side hug, and looks him straight in the eye and says, "It doesn't matter what you are, at the end of the day, you are still my son, regardless." And it was as if everything was explained in that one sentence, because Goku just hugged her back. All of his anger and frustration just seemed to be leaving his body, and he could finally feel a sense of relief. And as that was going on, Wanda and Pietro found out Ultron's real plan, to exterminate the entire human race. And left with no other assistance, they need the help of the Avengers. What if Goku was in the MCU? Part 46. Now, there are two missions in mind right now. One is to take Ultron's new body away from him, and the other is to stop this bus from hurting and or killing somebody. Now, Captain America tells Wanda to use her powers to try to stop the bus, and Goku figures that he might be able to help in this area, and decides to literally jump out of the front of the window and take the full force of the bus with him. Now, on to the good news. Everyone around the bus and in the bus were safe. There was no casualties. Bad news, Goku's mother was kidnapped by Ultron. And as all three of them get to Avengers Tower, they get to see Tony's new creation. Now, there was a long dispute whether Vision should even come with them on this mission, because they do not know if it is with humanity or Ultron, but a little hammer was able to get rid of that. What if Goku was in the MCU? Part 47. Now, even though Goku wanted to go and rescue his mom, that task was already given to Bruce Banner. Captain America felt that he would be much better suited to actually be in the field. Now, Goku is just having a blast destroying these robots in very creative ways. And Goku just feels like this is just the perfect way to just relieve all of the frustration he's had all day. Goku also felt a sense of excitement about fighting alongside with these two new people. And Goku and Quicksilver just seem to be having a friendly rivalry on who could actually save the most people and destroy the most robots. And Goku, he won't say it out loud, but he's currently in the lead. The final battle is here, and all Goku needs to be told is that none of the robots are allowed to touch this machine, or else the entire city is gonna plummet to the ground. So Goku feels that he needs to give it his all. What if Goku was in the MCU? Part 48. Now, Goku was going to volunteer to watch over this thing to make sure that Ultron could not touch it, but Wanda was already a step ahead of him. So Goku decided to join up with Pietro to save as many people as they possibly could. Now, as Goku is just destroying robots willy-nilly, he notices that Clint is trying to save a kid, and there's a barrage of bullets that are coming through. And he also notices that Pietro is gonna go right in front of them. Now, everything just seems to be slowing down. And Goku knows physically that he only has a few seconds, but his body just seems to be moving on its own. And the last thought he has before he tries to move in front of Quicksilver is that he needs to be in front of him. In that moment, Goku pushed his body to be faster than Pietro himself. Pietro was ready for the bullets, but felt nothing. What if Goku was in the MCU? Part 49. Now, Pietro is just looking at himself up and down, seeing if there was any bullets that may have gotten him, and none of them did. He looks behind him, and Goku was standing in the line of fire. Goku just gives a big smile and looks at Pietro and says, "Bet you didn't see that coming." Now, all the adrenaline that was in Goku's body is now leaving him, And now he's feeling the repercussions of what he's just done. His arms, his legs, his chest. He just feels pain everywhere because he's never actually had to go that fast before. So he literally pushed his body to the max. Goku is just pushing through the pain. He knows he has a mission he needs to complete, but at this particular moment, he is not at 100%. Now, as Goku's trying to walk back to where Wanda is, he just sees something just fall right into a bus. What if Goku was in the MCU? Part 50. So Wanda just ripped out the quote-unquote heart out of Ultron, not knowing that she left her post unguarded. The twins reunite and give each other a hug, and Pietro tells Wanda that he's even alive because Goku blocked the bullets. Wanda looks at Goku, and she just says, "Thank you." Then she puts a hand on top of his head and ruffles his hair a little bit. Now Goku's feeling really good about himself, but then suddenly, the floor just seems to jolt. Goku can just feel that the entire city is falling, and that's not a good sign. So he tells Wanda and Pietro to just head to the ship. Both Wanda and Pietro tell them that they're not gonna just leave this kid here. Goku heard Tony's plan, and he wants to be a part of it. What if Goku was in the MCU? Part 51. Iron Man tried to tell Goku that it was a no-go, but with the stubbornness that Goku has, he just found a way to do it on his own anyway. Now, Iron Man tried to tell Goku to go to the helicarrier, but Goku decided to just jump off of the city. Now, Goku gets to the bottom of the city, and he starts pushing upwards to keep the city where it is so that Thor can power up a blast. Now, Wanda and Pietro are on the helicarrier, wondering what happened to Goku because the last thing they saw of him was him jumping off. Now, as Goku is holding this city up and is waiting for Thor to strike, he thinks about all of the debris that's going to be caused by this. Now, Goku is trying his best to harness that power so that he can destroy all of the debris. But before he can do that, there's a blast of white. What if Goku was in the MCU? Part 52. When Goku got hit with that blinding flash of white, he went in and out of consciousness. The last thing he remembers is seeing a red figure and then hearing the word porcupine and then just passing out. When Goku woke up, he found himself in Avengers Tower. He was wondering where his mom was, but at the moment he kind of was just walking through the hallway and came across these three. When Goku actually got there, the last thing he heard them talk about was something to do with an elevator, but Goku didn't really want to ask. And when Thor finally looked at Goku, he says, "Ah, there's our little Saiyan." Both Cap and Tony just look at Thor and just go, "You know what he is?" Thor looks at both of them and just goes, "Wait, you didn't know?" And Goku smiles at this revelation, finally knowing what he is. What if Goku was in the MCU? Part 53. Goku just felt this sense of joy. He finally knows what he is. And Thor explained it as he is a part of a warrior race from a completely different planet. So, technically he's an alien. Goku was so happy by this fact that he decided to try and go and find Wanda, Pietro, or his mom and tell them the good news. When Goku finally got to this wide open room, he saw Wanda and Pietro, and he was so excited he wanted to go and tell them. But before he could say anything, he saw his mom and Captain America giving a speech. And out of respect for his mom, Goku stayed silent. And after that, everyone else went off to go and begin training. But Goku decided to put training off to go and tell his mom the happy news. Black Widow just sees her son just running towards her, and he just screams, "I know what I am!" What if Goku was in the MCU? Part 54. It's been a couple weeks since those events in Sokovia, and Goku has basically made this Avengers facility his second home. Goku also loves the new members that are a part of the Avengers, especially Wanda and Pietro. Goku and Pietro just seem to bond over the fact that they are the two fastest speedsters in their group, and Pietro is just happy to finally have someone who can catch up. And Wanda and Goku's relationship is also quite strong. Goku's naive nature makes it very easy to connect with him. But due to Goku's naivete, he sometimes barges into Wanda's room unannounced, not understanding boundaries. Goku saw Wanda's blast during a training exercise and asks her to hit him with everything she's got. Now Goku is putting a lot of effort into this attack because he genuinely wants to know what will happen.